crazy because look how that worked. I was just talking about government contracts.
We was
Me and
just
homegirl
talking
was
about
just
it
talking
like
about it.
just 2 seconds before he jumped on. I was
Right.
like,
Then
what?
we talked about it. Then just so happened we got somebody who actually does government contracts. So my mouth
He
just
is the
completely
one
dropped.
that gives the contracts out, basically.
Right.
You
Seriously.
know
He's
what
like,
I
I'm
mean?
the one who signs off on them. I'm like, what? But I guess he do the office space. Like, dude, you need to go over to the trucking side.
Stop playing.
That's like
Shoot.
a goal, man. We got a whole inside man. Like, who does that?
What? That's crazy. So okay, Candace, did you say you call him, you got a meeting with on what day? Friday?
Tomorrow, I actually have a meeting scheduled with him tomorrow at 9
Okay.
a.m.
Okay, 9 a.m. So what did y'all talk about as far as just preliminary stuff?
Basically, I just sent him an email yesterday. As soon as you gave me the information, I went on ahead and sent him an email and just told him what I did. You know, I'm in the trucking industry, gave him the amount of time that I've been in it, and told him that I was interested in government contracts. And he was like, okay, you know, he wrote me back fairly quickly. Let me know that's fine. Hey, okay, we go ahead and
Come
schedule
on with
something
it.
so we can talk. And we went on here. He was like, Thursday or Friday good for you? I'm like, as soon as possible. Thursday is good for me.
Yeah.
And so 9 tomorrow, we'll be chopping it up. And hopefully, uh, I'm a note taker, so I'll be taking all the notes. I took notes
Yeah.
when this
Yeah.
guy was just talking. So I'll
Yeah.
be taking
I'm gonna
notes.
play this
And
thing back on my way home. I'm gonna play this thing back so I can listen to it. Like, all right,
yeah,
tomorrow. Did you look and see like through the website that they don't charge nothing?
yes, I saw that.
Yeah, the PTAC advisor charges absolutely nothing.
And I
So
went and I looked at the Black Indie Commerce. And I went through because I called, I couldn't get nobody on the phone. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go through the website. Maybe I can set up an appointment there or find a contact and reach out to somebody. And then I was like, well, they had members or whatever. So I went to that link and I started filling out the information. And it got to the end and it was like $200 to become. I think they had different ones, and I think it was like at
really,
least $200.
what are you talking about for your certification?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was certification or if that was just to become a member.
Okay. So all like, and I really, when I first started with the government contract and stuff, I thought that you just sign up and register and it's done.
That's what I
Um,
thought.
like, but with that mid states, did you go to that mid states and try to you see all the information that they want,
I don't think
or
I
have
went
you?
to the Mid States one.
Man, they got so much stuff on there that it's ridiculous. But you enter all the information in, and I thought that I was done. Now they asking for your funds to basically certify you, but it's a national certification, so it was a little bit more than 100, $200. I think it was like 450 or something like that, 425.
Yeah,
But other
which
than that,
I think I knew it was around that much for your certification. Um, but then also it's a lot of companies out here. I talked to one myself personally. I was on the phone with the guy who was telling me all about how basically going through like the map showing what funds are available in your state, what funds were given out the last couple of years, all this different information. And when it got to the end, he told me about $5,000.
five
I'm like,
thousand.
I'm like, what?
Nah, ain't no way. Ain't no
I'm
way.
like, so
That's too
companies
much.
really doing this? I'm like, I know people just not signing up for $5,000 doing this different stuff. I know that's just not what this is.
No, there's no way that. I mean, SBA, um, Sam, like when you set up your cage code and everything, all this stuff is free.
Right.
So for somebody asking you for $5,000, and that ain't government stuff. So I
No, that's
have I have people call me and asking me like, do you want to get in our database? This, that, and the other. It's gonna cost you this, and I'm like,
And
No,
I
thank
think that's basically what it was for me to get in the database.
Right. So which one was it? You don't remember the name?
I have to look at my emails.
Because they email you and it was like a link or something. I can't remember. I had 2 or 3 of them call me about it, but um, definitely don't do that. Don't spend no money.
Because I think initially I was doing something and then I received a link for like this free webinar. Now, I didn't do the free webinar because it kind of threw me off because it went to my spam folder, I believe. But then I think I wound up having some type of follow-up email and I must have reached out to them or a follow-up telephone call. And then
Right.
it was the same thing about the webinar. They give you a free webinar, but they want you to pay $5,000 to get
Yeah,
in their database.
that's how they get you. That's how they get you. It ain't no way. So don't never do that.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So yo you gonna talk, so you already got cage code and everything, right? Cage
Yep.
code.
Yep.
Okay. So you basically set up, and like you said, you gonna go in there without your certification and everything, correct?
Right.
And I don't know, I haven't done the state certification, but I think it's less intrusive and I think it's less money also. So I don't know if you're looking for, just local work or if you're looking for uh, national work, but like I said, he'll be able to help you and Nathaniel will be able to help you. So like I said, he'll send me emails about stuff because we have a contracting company as well, as far as general contracting, and
Okay.
he'll send me stuff for that. And just out of the blue, I'm like, oh shoot, let me see what's going on with this. So he'll send you stuff. I haven't been in touch with him lately, but I need to get back in touch with him.
I just need to know. And it's crazy because I feel like the process is so probably way more than what it is. Only
You think
because I
it's more
haven't
than what
done
it is?
it.
I
Right.
mean, listen, you got the hard part out of the way.
Right.
Got your cage code. You got the hard part out of the way.
And I got and we have a Twix card. So
Oh, you got Twit card too?
yep.
Yeah, so you good. Um, yeah, you good. Now he'll definitely be able to help you. Like I said, I haven't yet went to him about it, but like I said, I need to tap back in with him and see if there's anything that we could do, as in the transportation industry.
And like
So
he said,
you
he was like, I don't know if y'all know this. He's like, but it's a lot of money and government contracting for these for trucking.
absolutely, absolutely. Let me see if I can pull this up right now. I was talking about Crowley. Um, Crowley wins, yeah, freight waves. On freight waves, let me see when it's posted. Oh, crap. This was a little bit ago, though. Let me see. Okay, so 2018, Crowley says more than a year after winning the contract, it was a $2.3 billion contract.
Wow.
B billion with a B. Like that was the contract that they won. Like that was crazy. So it says the company has about 400 carriers currently contracted to haul freight under the contract.
So
400
Crowley,
different. Crowley is the one that got the award.
they got the award and then they contracted.
400 different people. They were awarded the contract. Um, but there were protests from the previous contract provider, which is XPO. XPO had the contract before.
Wow.
So again, it's going to come up again.
Right.
And who's going to be in position to get that? So that's where our network comes in at. Your network, my network, Quentin's network, anybody else that comes in this room, we all come together. Let's just say you get that contract, then you know who to, you know, three, four
Right.
people you can contract to off the
Right.
top. You know what I mean? People that have been giving you value and people that have been looking out for you. Those are the people that, hey, come on in and get this contract.
Exactly.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So that's definitely where I'm at with it. Like that 2.3 billion, that looks good in everybody's bank account.
Yeah, it does. And
Shoot.
that's kind of the crazy part because like that's basically something new that I'm learning that like Crowley did. They received the contract and then they put on however many other companies. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like, okay, so the thing is you have to be able to do some of the work yourself. And
Right.
like he didn't know, Quentin didn't know specifically what number it was, but there was a number, either 1% or whatever percent. So you have to do some of that work. So you have to be knowledgeable in that field in order
Right.
to do some of that work, and which you are, which I am, which other people that might jump on here, we're knowledgeable in those areas. So when we do get these contracts and stuff like that, we know who to go to that knows what they're doing to get the job done. Because at the end of the day, it's your contract. You
Right.
don't want to put somebody on a contract. You don't want to put somebody on it that ain't gonna do right.
Right. Right.
So it really it defeats the purpose to get the contract if you don't have a network of people. The network of people is what helps your contract stay your contract.
Right. And
And
potentially
then
get you
at the,
more contracts.
right at the end of the term, it's like, do we still want to go with this provider? Or they'll put it back on there and then you could reapply. And then they're like, okay, well, you got it before, we know what you all about. If did nobody else apply or you meet the criteria, we're gonna choose you again.
Right.
But even if they don't choose you again, you've been awarded a contract of that magnitude that you can go to these other trucking companies, you can go to other companies that are moving freight that say, hey, I've dealt with a contract of this
Right.
magnitude. I'm
Right.
capable of doing whatever it is you need me to do. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it sets you up for other opportunities outside of the government contracting space.
Right. And that's what I'm pushing towards. You know, I said, like he said, you get that one contract in, you know what I'm saying, and you can get another one. You get that one, of course, you can get another one.
Of course you can get another one. Of course you can. Now, the process in between from the inception of applying and then actually obtaining, I don't know what that process
Right.
entails as far as paperwork, as far as submissions. Do you need, like, there is a the RFP, the request, RFP or RFQ, I can't remember what they call it, but it's like a whole addendum that you need to read prior to submitting that that proposal. So there's past performance that comes into effect. So the past performance is that you've worked with Landstar, you've worked with Amazon, which is a big company. You got a
Right.
contract with Amazon. So those are your past performance. So you have to create, a database, and you have to create paperwork that shows that you can perform at that level, so to get the contract. So that's why some of those places, they charge you that $5,000 because they'll write all that stuff for you, which
Right.
somewhat helps, but it doesn't help you in growing your business because you always have to go to them for that.
Right.
You don't have somebody in house that can do it. You don't have the knowledge to do it yourself. So that's where the network comes in. If I've done it before, I can show you how to do it. Or if you know how to do one part of it and I don't know how to do it, like I can say, hey, help me with this part. Do you got any more questions for me?
I don't. Like we covered a lot.
We covered a lot of ground today. Lots of ground. So every Wednesday,
Okay.
5 o'clock, I'm gonna shoot you some information. Then make sure Wednesday, 5 o'clock. I'm gonna keep saying
Okay.
it.